Then we have this abortion activist acting as a doctor with a history of failing to report. So we're gathering the information, we're gathering the evidence as we speak, and we're going to fight this to the end.
The man you just heard from is Indiana's Republican Attorney General, and he says that his office is now planning to investigate the gynecologist/obstetrician who has performed an abortion on a 10-year-old rape victim from out of state. The 10-year-old rape victim had to travel out of the state of Ohio, where abortion has now been outlawed, even in the case of rape and incest, to the state of Indiana, where she was luckily able to obtain this abortion. Now, the Republican Attorney General in Indiana, Todd Rokita, has decided, maybe this abortion doctor is the person who needs to be investigated here. Because there's much more concern about demonizing and going after the doctor here, rather than maybe recalibrating their approach when it comes to these anti-abortion laws. So he says, we're gathering the evidence as we speak, and we're going to fight this to the end, including looking at her licensure if she failed to report. And in Indiana, it's a crime to intentionally not report. Now, I don't know whether she reported or not. What I do know is that this crime was obviously reported to the authorities, which is why Gershon Fuentes, the 27-year-old rapist, has been arrested. And I just think it's fascinating that they want to go after the doctor. It's just really interesting priorities here. He also says this is a child, and there's a strong public interest in understanding if someone under the age of 16 or under the age of 18, or really any woman, is having abortion in our state. That is what the priority is. And then if a child is being sexually abused, of course parents need to know, authorities need to know, public policy experts need to know. Well, Todd, everyone knows, homeboy, everyone knows, including you, and your number one reaction is, wait, are people getting abortions in my state, in the state of Indiana, including 10-year-old rape victims? So, I want to just quickly talk about how much these lawmakers, how much that attorney general in the state of Indiana does not care about rape. Clearly, they don't care about rape, because Indiana happens to be one of the states with an insanely high number of untested rape kits. In fact, the number just keeps climbing. They just refuse to do anything about it. So in case you don't know what rape kits are, if a person gets raped, okay, and they decide to report it to the authorities, they can give DNA evidence of that rape, right? And that is tested to see if they can find the perpetrator, to have evidence of the rape that took place, so a prosecution can move forward, right? To get that rapist off the streets. Well, according to a report by the Indiana State Police, there were 4,980 untested rape kits in Indiana in 2017. But don't worry, the number actually got higher as the years went on. A media report by Fox 59 said there were 5,000 untested kits in Indiana in 2021. But even that, by the way, is an underestimate, because would you look at that? Here's a local news report from Marion County where they found a backlog of 6,600 sexual assault kits to be tested in one county in Indiana. What are you doing, homeboy? Got a bunch of rapists running around, you got a bunch of rape kits that are untested, doesn't care. Instead, he's going to investigate a gynecologist for performing an abortion on a rape victim, a 10-year-old rape victim. By the way, right now in Indiana, abortion is still legal up to 22 weeks. So the gynecologist here didn't do anything wrong.
So let me give you more details on what she didn't do wrong. So he says, well, she had to report the rape. Wait a minute, the rape happened in Ohio, not in Indiana. It has nothing to do with her jurisdiction. Also, good news, the rape was reported on June 22nd. It was already reported. The guy has been arrested. He was in court today. So what would she have to report weeks later when she actually did the abortion? So, she didn't report. No, it was already reported. There was nothing else left to do. So it's a lie. The whole thing's a goddamn lie, because honestly, almost every Republican politician in the country is a massive liar. You should always assume when they open their mouths that they're lying. So there was no violation at all. It's a different state and it was reported. Then he says, oh, well, it might be a HIPAA violation, violating that girl's privacy. It's the same guys who were saying yesterday, oh, we don't know who it is. Totally. I bet they're lying. 100%. Show us who it is. Show us. Oh, they showed us. I can't believe it. They violated her privacy. Now, by the way, they did not violate her privacy. They showed that the rapist was arrested. They showed the rapist, not the girl. But it doesn't matter. They're filthy liars. So they just go out there and go, oh yeah, HIPAA violation. First they want the HIPAA violation, then they pretend that they care about it. Now, to give you a sense of what a lunatic idiot Rokita is, he continued to talk about this and he said, Marxists and socialists and those in the White House who want lawlessness at the border are responsible. Why? The guy's the rapist was an undocumented
No,
immigrant.
you're responsible. People like you who let rapists roam free because you refuse to test rape kits in your state, you're responsible. You love women being brutalized like this. They love it, they love it. That's why every talking point you hear out of their mouths is not about ensuring that this 10-year-old girl is not victimized by their policies, by rapists. Everything they say is meant to demonize the doctor in Indiana that did the right thing in ending this pregnancy.
I mean, look at how stupid they are. Yes, if you're a Republican, you believe that there are Marxist Democrats that are elected officials at the national level. You are an idiot of the highest order. There's not one that's even close. There's not one within miles and miles and continents of it. Marxists and socialists are doing this. When you say that, what you're saying to the world is, I'm a moron and I don't know anything about politics. I don't know anything about what labels mean, Marxist. Okay, then he goes on to say, this girl was politicized for the gain of killing more babies. Okay, you guys politicized abortion for 50 straight years. You gotta vote based on pro-life, you gotta vote. Who cares? Give me your money. We're gonna give it all to the rich, but you gotta vote on abortion. Now you're talking about politicization? Get the hell out of here. And then look at what his concern is. He's literally looking to lock up the doctor. He says it on several occasions. He says, we're not only looking into her license, but we're doing a criminal investigation of the doctor who helped the little girl. So he says that was a terrible crime helping that girl. You should have forced that 10-year-old to have a birth, either, as Anna explained earlier in the show, a vaginal birth, which would, for a 10-year-old, have you met 10-year-olds? What would that do? Are you insane? Or a C-section where you rip her insides out to get the baby? For a 10-year-old.
Who's been raped.
And he thinks that's awesome. He thinks that's great, that you should punish 10-year-olds who are raped like that. And he says, and it's so bad to try to help her that he's willing to imprison the doctor who helped her. Republicans are monsters. They're terrible, immoral people. They have no morals, they have no empathy for anyone else. And Anna proved definitively to you guys that this attorney general whose job is to prosecute rapists doesn't give a damn about prosecuting rapists. He loves that those rapists are running around. He won't even test the kids. He has the kids. He will not test them. Why? There's one connecting thread. Well, if you let the rapists go, you punish women. And if you force women to have the babies of rapists, you punish the women. That's all these monsters care about, is punishing women and controlling them like they used to, like the good old days. Make America great again, when men controlled women and had them under their thumb and wouldn't let them out, wouldn't let them give them any freedom at all. So your body's my body. I control it whenever I want, and I'm gonna get tyrannical government, big government to step in and destroy you. That's what Republicans are. They're sick people. Every time I hear Biden say how much he loves Republicans, it makes me want to vomit. You piece of crap, fight them, fight them. God damn it, you're never gonna fight them. Then get the hell out of the way. Let us do it. Progressives will fight them. Get out of the way, you loser. You goddamn loser, fight them. Look at what they're doing to little girls. Look at what they're doing to women all over the country. Fight them, you monster, you idiot, fight them. No, every Democrat lays down. Pelosi lays down, and she supported an anti-choice Democrat, Henry Cuellar. Yay, after Roe. She supports anti-choice candidates. Pelosi's a monster. Biden afterwards is now going to nominate an anti-choice judge because he loves his friend Mitch McConnell so much and he made him a promise. No, fight them, but they never will. Democratic leadership, total and utter losers. Get the hell out of the way. Get out of the way and let us at them. Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.